strips of bacon in half. We're gonna take a pitless date. Make sure to remove the pits if your dates have pits inside them. And then we're gonna wrap the dates with half of this bacon stripped very tightly. And we're gonna secure them with a wet toothpick. Just like that. We're gonna place it on medium-high heat and we're gonna grill them for about 7 minutes on this side. Because it catches on fire a little bit, you're gonna have to move them around up to the side of the coal because the coals are way too hot and the bacon fat makes them light on fire. So now that it's been 7 minutes, we can go ahead and flip them. We're gonna keep them on this side for another 7 minutes. So now it's been another 7 minutes on this side. We're ready to take them off. You want the bacon to be cooked pretty well and be dark brown. Grilling bananas is really easy. All you have to do is place them on low heat on one side for about 5 to 7 minutes, then check on them, and if they're this color, dark brown, then you're ready to grill them on the other side for another 5 to 7 minutes. Once the bananas turn dark brown all around, you can take them off the grill and they will look like this. While the bananas are cooling down, you will prepare concho and honey for the next step. You can go ahead and cut it across just like that. It should be juicy and tender. And then you will open it up, and now you will add concho into the opening, and now you can add honey. Concho and honey is the best combination when it comes to grilled banana. It'll be really delicious and unique taste, and it's also vegan friendly. It's definitely my favorite grilled dessert. Okay, it should be delicious. Let me go ahead and try it. And this is pretty good. I just love grilled bananas. Slice the jalapeno in half lengthways and then clean it from all the seeds so that it's not as spicy. So we're creating more space for the cream cheese. So now that we cut the jalapenos in half and cleaned them, we can go ahead and stuff them with cream cheese. The last thing you want to do is get the bacon and cut it in half, like that. And wrap it around the jalapeno. Just that easy. We have the coal on medium heat and we're gonna go ahead and place them. Make sure that the coal is not too hot because the bacon can catch on fire pretty easily. And if the coal is hot, one thing you should do is cook it off to the side, not right over the coal. But since our coal is not too hot, we can cook it right over the coal. So we're gonna grill it for 5 to 7 minutes and then cover it for another 5 minutes. It's been 5 to 7 minutes and you can't really flip it because the cheese will leak out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cover it and then let it bake. It's been baking for 5 minutes now, so we're gonna go ahead and pull these off. See how it's golden brown on this side? So it's very crispy bacon. Cut up the apples just like so, 1/2 inch thick slices. We have melted butter here and we're gonna baste the apples on both sides with a little bit of butter so that they don't burn. You can also dip it into the butter if that's easier for you. We also removed some of the pits from the apple slices. Now they're completely covered in butter. We preheat our grill to medium high. We're gonna go ahead and place the apples on one side and you wanna cover it up and bake it for 5 minutes. It's been 5 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and flip these apples. You wanna see those nice grill marks. And we're gonna keep them on this side for another 5 minutes covered. So we're gonna check on the apple. They look nice and tender now. And the other side has nice grill marks as well. So we're gonna go ahead and take it out. We're gonna arrange the apple into its original shape. And in between the layers, we're gonna put some honey, if you like it. And then some walnuts. Walnuts and honey are my favorite combination. And then we're adding a little bit of cinnamon. And then another slice and the same thing. Honey, some walnuts, and then some cinnamon.
To cook the omelet, you're going to need a space to actually cook it. So that's what we're going to do with this foil here. And the way to do that is to fold it in half, like that. And then you're going to make a kind of almost like a pan out of it. So it's going to be square. Like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be able to hold the omelet when you cook it on the grill. Okay, before you start cooking, you want to put some olive oil on this foil and make sure it's distributed evenly before you throw this on the grill. Alright, the coals are burning pretty hot here, so we're going to put down the foil with the oil on it and let it heat up. Alright, next we're going to take these thinly sliced tomatoes that we cut and distribute them on the foil. And you can also sprinkle a little salt on there. Now after a while you'll see these tomatoes start cooking. You'll see the tomatoes start cooking and becoming more and more tender. And you want to get them pretty tender before you add the eggs. Alright, now that the tomatoes are tender, and there's really no perfect way to tell when they're tender, but if they look right to you, you can't really mess it up. You can go ahead and start adding the eggs to the foil. Now when the eggs are in, you want to stir all this up. You want to stir all this up gently, but you don't want to break the foil. Otherwise you're going to have a serious problem. So be very gentle. And you're not going to get this completely beat. But you just want to stir it up nicely. Now when you have that ready, you can, this is where you need to salt and pepper it. Now when you're done with all that, you're going to cover it up and let it bake. The whole idea of this omelet is that when it bakes in the grill, it gets that delicious smoky flavor into the omelet. We grilled it for about 12 minutes and it's starting to feel pretty solid. So at this point, we're ready to add the cheese. At this point, we're going to bake it for about another 5 minutes and we're done.
So we have pineapple over here, we have some bacon strips, hot sauce, honey, as well as some soaked toothpicks, and a large Ziploc bag. One way to tell if it's ripe is to see if this can come off easily, and if it comes off pretty easily, that means it's ripe. So first thing, you just twist this off like that, and you cut a little bit of a pineapple this way and from the other side. Next, you're gonna cut it in the middle and then in half again, as well as in half again. We're gonna cut the core off and the middle of the pineapple. Now that we cleaned the pineapple, we're ready to marinate it. We're gonna place it in a large Ziploc bag. And then we're gonna add a little bit of hot sauce to it, just a few drops, and then 1 teaspoon of honey. You don't have to be exact. So now we're gonna mix it all up, making sure that it's evenly covered. We're gonna marinate it for about 30 minutes in the refrigerator. So now that we marinated the pineapple for about 30 minutes, we're ready to wrap it in bacon. We take 1 piece of pineapple and 1 piece of bacon and we start wrapping it around. And you can secure the bacon with a soaked toothpick on both sides. Now it's ready to be placed on the grill. So you want to cover them and bake them for about 7 to 10 minutes. Make sure that this is open so the flame doesn't go out. It's been about 10 minutes and it looks like they're pretty much ready. We're ready to take them off the grill. You're gonna take out a generous amount of aluminum foil and you're gonna make sure that you rinse, scrub and remove the beard of the mussels. If they're wild caught mussels, they're gonna have a lot of beard like this and you want to make sure that you remove it. If it's farm raised, it's gonna have less beard, so you don't have to worry about it as much. And just look through after you rinse it. And make sure that you get rid of the open clams because that means they're already dead, so you don't want to grill them if they're already open like this. You want to get rid of these. And these look good for now, so we're ready to put them on the foil like this, right in the middle. We have 2 cloves of chopped garlic, half an onion chopped, and then you just salt it to taste and add some black pepper to taste. And then you want to add some chopped parsley. And kind of pull it all up like this. You want to use 2 layers of aluminum foil. Just to make sure no liquid drips out, like so. And now we're gonna add some olive oil. Not too much because mussels already have a lot of moisture in it, so maybe a tablespoon. And then you're gonna add about a tablespoon of white wine. You want to cover it up really tightly, but you have to leave some air for them to open up. And then you want to place it on the grill on direct high heat and close the lid for about 8 to 10 minutes. Make sure that you leave the vents open. It's been 8 minutes and we're gonna check on the mussels. I'm gonna open it up a little bit. It looks like they're mostly pretty much open. And it has quite a lot of liquid. And we're gonna take it off the grill. We'll let it cool down a little bit and we're gonna just pour everything out into the pot with the juice and everything. And we're gonna top it off with a little bit of fresh chopped parsley.